What's up, guys? Happy Monday, March 6th, 2023. Hope you guys are doing all right. Usually for 6-game slates, I start a little later, but I woke up earlier. I was like, you know what? Let me go live. That way there's no, we can be thorough. We can hang out, we chill, vibe out a little bit. So hopefully you guys are cool with the early start. I know a lot of people won't be stumbling up in here until another hour, but it's fine. We the real G's, the OG grinders, man. Happy Monday, y'all. What's up, Kevin? What up, Beast Bets? What up, Steve, Chester, Mighty? How was y'all's weekend? Mine was all right. Yesterday, went to Austin, did a little wrestling. Man, I busted my lip open and split my gum. And I haven't been talking a lot since I did it, but now that I'm talking a lot, it's kind of like I can feel it. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it doesn't get in the way of greatness. What up, Crispy? Got my wallet still out of my trucks. Dang, that's crazy, bro. Don't worry about any of the other stuff though. What up, Kings? Stream and gamble while working. Do you know the way? What are you gambling on? You playing poker, slots, or are you just making sticks, cards and slips? Here, what up, Jake? Y'all do anything crazy over the weekend? It hurts. You guys play any DFS yesterday? I so like I said, I was out of town. I saw highlights of the Luka and Devin Booker situation. We didn't really experience the slates. I saw XFL overlaid quite a bit, and now Emmanuel quickly had what? What the heck? Y'all, I just opened up the results from yesterday. I'm sorry, what? Emmanuel quickly did what? That's incredible. Wow. Okay. So I guess they went to extras, huh? Knicks 131, Boston 129. So Boston, that explains a couple of their outs. Pacers 125, Bulls 122, Blazers 122, Orlando 119. There's some scoring yesterday, huh? OKC 129. Man, this is a new NBA right here. These scores are wild. 4X last night. Let's go. Am I gonna blade for you? No. I'm not. Although I was spitting blood yesterday. Huh. That's crazy. 4 out of 6 yesterday, Amazement. Dang. So when you roll those 6 cards out, Amazement, do you like do 2-pick powers and like, I don't know, round robin it, or you just YOLOing it and taking the flex or whatever? Had some NASCAR, increased my bankroll over the weekend. Let's go. My boy Smeezy ran some NASCAR for us yesterday in the Run DFS Discord. But like I said, I was out of town, so I didn't get to enjoy it. I'll be in town this weekend, so hopefully I can get into some NASCAR. 2 overtimes, so we're kick. You know what's the quickly 6-man of the year thing? At one point it was Malcolm Brogdon the favorite, and number 2 was Norman Powell, and then quickly was third. He was like plus 1,000 a week ago, and then Norman Powell gets hurt. He's in a sling, and Malcolm Brogdon misses a game, and then quickly does that. So now I guess quickly's the odds-on favorite, but I think him and Brogdon will be back and forth down the stretch. But man, if you got into some quickly cards when it was over, plus 1,000, incredible opportunity there. I'll take the flex pick. I'll only do power play from super confident. Gotcha. So I think sometimes I've run the full card power. I think it was on four card power and then 4 card flex it, whatever. Constantly watching the board and checking odds. I only do 2 picks when an extreme value or something is about to bump. That makes sense. I'm glad Brogdon didn't play so I can show the world how good he is. IQ. Oh. Yeah. UFC Saturday. You guys get down with that? I know we had the free square significant strike on John Jones. Try and drink a gallon of water, and I don't want to do all these little bottles, so I just straight up fill up a jug. So you guys might see me like a behemoth choking out of a gallon a couple times. I'll try to minimize it. Any of you guys watch the old WCW? Like right before it ended, like the bad WCW. You guys, anybody remember the Maestro? He I think he's like the great nephew of Gorgeous George. Ooh. Used to have like a piano sometimes on his entrance. Man. Let's see. Do I have all my windows open too? PrizePicks, NHA, got the shopper. We got that. Missed on Clarkson and Martin. Barely missed them. Man, I missed 1 day of basketball. I feel like I'm out of the loop looking at these scores. But that's fine. Tonight's a nice modest slate. So we'll be alright. So vibe out Monday. Ready for baseball. By the way, we're doing a baseball league. I think I posted a community post here on YouTube, and I put a couple tweets out. 10-man league, $100 entry. We already filled up a couple spots. First come, first serve. So if any of you guys want in on that, act fast, and then we'll get that set up. We're gonna draft on the 27th of this month, more than likely. So you do remember him? Man, he's such a nice guy. He was actually at my my event last night. Took a unflattering selfie with him, but Look at him, man. He's in good spirits, man. Good dude. Good dude. I was like, man, how are you? I've been following him for a couple years. And then, yeah, let's go to Twitter here. I guess I'll plug the league and all that stuff later. Let's get caught up on some news. Donovan Mitchell questionable, Darren Fox questionable, Halliburton questionable, J-Val questionable, MPJ questionable, Toby questionable, PJ Tucker questionable, Aaron Naismith questionable, Killian Hayes questionable. A lot of questionables, a couple back-to-back situations. We did get some news, a couple midday Qs as well. MPJ went down, midday Q, and then we got confirmation on a couple of the Celtics being out, namely Al Horford, Jason Tatum, and Anthony Simons out. So another huge opportunity for Damian Lillard to suck up a ton of usage, right? Thoughts on John Jones? So I don't really have an opinion on him. I know he's had a murky past, but I will say from outside, like I don't follow MMA like that. It does appear as if it's good for the sport because Twitter was popping. So if it's good for the sport, that's good. What's up, Vic? How are you? Trying to see some trends that are money on PrizePicks. Hopefully, they don't take them down. They took one. Dang. Mitchell went through shoot around. All right. Bagley play a day. Man, we had a bag alert on Saturday, huh? Sabonis' sneaky pay up. Yeah. I'll look at some ownership. All right. I guess let's dip our toes in this slate, man. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys for a little bit, but we'll keep it going, man. We're vibing. We got all day to cover 6 games. But first game on the docket tonight, and one thing I noticed looking at this slate, there's a lot of games right at you fast, right? 3 games at 6, 1 at 6:30. So 4 games are within 30 minutes of lock. And then we have an island 8 game at 8 p.m. and an island at 9 p.m. So should play out kind of fun where we have a table set. We have table setters pretty much settling once the 8 p.m. game is nearing tip-off, and we can make some late swap decisions on lineups that need help or don't need help, you know? What's up, Travis? What up, Andrew? What up, Thomas? Quickly got me in the green with Jones. Oh, did you pair? Wait, I don't know if we're talking about John Jones or like some other, like, I don't know, Trey Jones, you know? Celtics project starting 5 tonight. Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams, Mike Muscala taking on Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. 218 total, 7.5 point spread to favor the Cavaliers. So as we talked about, Celtics coming off a gasser last night. So perhaps a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of back-to-back travel as well. And you're without 2 of your starters, and especially your workhorse in Jason Tatum. So I guess to the Celtics, I don't say advantage, but going their way here is a Cavs team that does run a slow pace and may not be 100%. But let's go, man. You know what? I forgot the depth chart. Let's get that open. Favorite energy drink, man. I'll tell you what. I was a Bang guy. Caffeine, so half of what the Bang was, so I get to drink 2, and it just tastes so good. But I'll drink anything. I'll drink a Reign, a Bang, Monster. Maybe one day some energy company will sponsor me. You know. Cavs, Donovan Mitchell questionable. Was a participant in shoot around dealing with a sprained finger. Latest injury reports still show Mitchell with the questionable injury designation. However, Mitchell's participation at shooting around at Monday morning could be a good sign for fantasy managers. So looks like he's going to play. And then it looks like the Celtics will be kind of limping into this game. And I don't want to, I feel like we've learned our lesson with the Celtics, right? When they have these punt-like scenarios where they still show up strong and they're just a good team. So I don't want to just quickly dismiss them. And it is a big opportunity to divert some usage and some fantasy production, right? So let's pull up the Celtics via Wowie. Get a little on-off action going. Tyus Jones, okay. Yeah, Tyus might have a couple of big nights, man. I saw some developments in the John Morant situation. He could be facing big time suspension, yeah. Which, kind of what he needs. Got to set an example. Front four looks good today against Boston, yeah. Just straight up Brown on the court without Tatum. 1.3 fantasy point per minute on DraftKings. Close to that on FanDuel as well. 35% usage rate. The Marcus Smart assist rate's at 29%, so that's intriguing. And Horford's in 257 of these minutes. Now, I wanted to just get a Brown Tatum sample because Horford, seems like a non-factor for the big picture. But now we'll add Horford to the mix and see what we can get out of that. Similar numbers here, and Marcus Smart still 27% assist rate, not a ton of sample size there. So we're planning the guys who have the minutes, and it looks like Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, the guys I anticipate to have the most minutes. Grant Williams at 3,400, the 33-minute projections always going to be intriguing, but he's one of those guys that he's often overvalued by the field versus what his actual production or historical production has been. So for instance, in this split, 0.6 fantasy point per minute, 0.58 on FanDuel, and that's something that is perhaps usable, but also has a potential to be a bust, especially in a slow pace, bad matchup against the Cavs here. So I'm curious to see what the field is thinking by the time Locke gets here on Grant Williams. Looking at ownership projections, he's just, by price and minute projection alone, ending up in a top 5 ownership projection on DraftKings. It's one of those things, like, I get it. I'm going to really be hoping for some pivots because he's somebody that I can see just dropping 20 fantasy points, 22 fantasy points here, and might be a situation where everyone's happy, but I would want to squeeze out a little bit more ceiling at that ownership if I am, going to start holding hands with 30-40% of the field. So what are you guys thinking on that? And then Mike Muscala is somebody that we've seen play some minutes. Did he play a lot of minutes last night? Because he's somebody we've seen protected throughout the season on back-to-backs. He played 12 minutes last night, so I guess because Robert Williams is still down, he's going to have to continue to go. But has Mike Muscala actually played a back-to-back, I guess 6th and 7th? 5th? Okay, so it's possible. But I don't feel like he plays many back-to-backs this year. 12 and 13th, so that's encouraging. So not impossible. And I assume they would have gave us that information already if they had intentions for him not to play. So all right. Brogdon stands out as a decent shot at 30-plus fantasy points. Same with Derek White, same with Marcus Smart. But Jaylen Brown looks like the guy that we want to chase for ceiling. Not a massive discount on the price point here. Sometimes we see him close to 8K on FanDuel. Around 9K is an efficient price point for the matchup. So the Cavs side, what are you guys thinking here? I know you mentioned the front court advantage Cavs here. This is a completely depleted, undersized Celtics front court, so Mobley and Allen should be able to do what they want at will. But it does feel like everyone's kind of efficiently priced. I'm not getting a crazy projection points per dollar for anyone. Relatively healthy, could be a completely clean sheet for the injury report here. So like this with the 218 total and a spread that could leave the door open for a little lopsidedness. I don't think that there's any Cavs here that I'm super enthralled with from a DFS standpoint. I guess from a prop betting standpoint, we might be interested in maybe some peripheral stuff, some rebounds on the Cavs. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Let's see. Mobley 9.5 rebounds. What about Jared Allen? Jared Allen is at 10.5 rebounds. I mean, it seems appropriate. Going back to that on-off court tool. Who's the rebound guy? Robert Williams. So we didn't take him off. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty inefficient. I don't want to say inefficient, but definitely a rebound advantage. Looks like it's going to be on the Cavs side. So if you wanted to lean to Allen or Mobley for a rebound prop, I certainly wouldn't push back. What's the market at on both of those guys? What the odds of a Smart double-double are? Yeah, I can see assist points coming his way. And let's look at those. Like, I think this is an unremarkable spot overall for DFS. I think the Celtics obviously offer value. The Cavs, for me, not as much. Since we're here, let's look at Marcus Smart. So 5.5 is heavily juiced to the over. So that's going to be 6, right? Has PrizePicks moved Marcus Smart to 6 yet? They have. So and it's kind of the same bet where it can kind of push here, but I'm willing to keep it going. We said his assist rate was 26 to 30%, and we should see a boost in minutes, 27 to 30%. Let's see, Marcus Smart assists by game log without Jason Tatum. Let's go last 10 games. What's up, Jack? Had like Thibault 4 rebounds. We're still on the first game. I haven't got there yet, but I guess Thibault is one of the. He should eat a lot of minutes against a bad team. So I don't like to be that guy, right? But this season he's cleared 6. The game that he didn't, he only played 16 minutes and still got 4. So he was well on pace to eclipse that assist prop. So I'd probably still be interested in the 6 to push at worst, right? And still have a shot at the over. So we'll make a loose list. We'll put that as we'll go tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, Marcus Smart over 6 assists. Essentially the same as a 5.5. Just, push. What's up, Boosted? Horford 3-point props done good for me too. Well, he's not playing today. What's up, King of all trades here? Assist from Mitchell. Man, I probably am, other than maybe a flirting with some rebounds for the front court. Oh, man, I don't know if I'm going to be too enthralled with the Cavs here, because there's a range of outcomes for a blowout. There's a range of outcomes where everyone's healthy. Ricky Rubio could get an extra couple minutes. Karis LeVert, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't feel like there's an edge. Smart didn't cover 5.5 yesterday. Well, the caveat is that there's no Jason Tatum. So, right, Tatum is going to bring the ball up the court enough, right? I don't know. Let's look at that. So, let's put Smart on the court with Brown and Tatum. Assist City. You guys know I love me some assists, right? So Marcus Smart has 27% assist rate. Yeah, I guess his assist rate is high enough even with the whole squad. So that's kind of, I guess it would be discouraging, yeah. But I don't know what I don't know what his potential assist would have been in that scenario. Let's see, what was on the court? Was there another ball handler like a White or a Brogdon? Sharon? No, Horford helps for rebounds forever. Does Horford be getting boards like that? Horford is 6 rebounds per game. Is Derek White the problem? I don't know. We'll put it as tier 3. There's no warm and fuzzies. Hopefully we'll get like a stronger 4 or 5 to click on. What about Jaylen Brown? Anything? Points? threes, 2.5 threes. And we already know that Tatum's like 10 threes a game. And Jaylen Brown is 7.5 threes. So like it's still a strong defense, but where do we lean here? We're getting 30+% usage. You would assume if they're going to be competitive here, it's got to be on the back of Tatum. Feels like if he were to hit the over of 27.5, that would include at least 3 threes. You would think. So maybe we go with something like that, or we just throw a blanket over fantasy score. I have him at 48, so I do get a 5 to 6 point gap. So maybe we'll throw that as a tier 3 as well. The pace, the back-to-back with double OT and the matchup makes me not warm and fuzzy on anyone. But let's just, we got time today, so we'll just make a list of stuff to cherry pick from. 42.5. Or 2.5 threes. How about that? Cavs, when it comes to 3-point defense, 3-point frequency, people don't shoot a ton of threes against them, huh? But it's just a good defense, though. What if Derek White? All right, let's look at that then. Brown over 1.5 blocks of steals. No, Smart's assist rate still at 29% with White on the court. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a volatile thing. Someone from this game will be in the optimal. It's hard to not see one of these Celtics bleed through. You know what I mean? 6-game slate. Like I said, we can respect floor a little bit more. And Smart, White, and Brogdon, right? It feels far-fetched to think that at least one of them would not burst through the 30+. So right now, all of them are projecting for 30 for me right now. So if this game stay competitive, I think that's where I'm looking at. Could they all score 30 and be okay play? Sure, but it does feel like one of those guys could break through here and smash the slate. So I think I would lean Smart 1, maybe on what is this point, bro? Because he can rack up steals and blocks too, right? Smart fantasy points 27.5. So I'm not massively over, but I am massively over. I'm at 36. All right, we'll put that on the list as well. Again, all tier 3. Over 27.5 FPS. And what is their PRA for him? 22.5. How's the market treating that? Yeah, what up, K Johnson? What up, Alejandro? What up, Ryan? Do you prefer paying up for Brown or paying down for Smart? Still a tough matchup. I think they can coexist. I think I prefer paying down for Smart since it's more likely to be a Isaiah Thomas. And I took that personally. Yo, Isaiah Thomas, appreciate the follow. What was I? Oh, Smart PRA, right? So looks like some books have his PRA line at 23.5. And in the spots where we're seeing 22.5, like Caesars, like DraftKings, it's pushing minus 125 plus. So there's maybe a chance that those books will move to 23. So maybe, depending on your preferred line setter, there's some value at 22.5. But it also bodes well, in my opinion, for the fantasy score because it's already maybe priced a little bit low. I think the defensive stats, the steals and whatnot, 1.5 steals per game, half a block per game, so 2 implied stocks, that's +6. So I don't know, man. I think the +6 right there on the potential 23 PRA, equate that to a FanDuel scoring. Like, I do think the Marcus Smart fantasy points is the one that seems the most intriguing to me. But we're gonna put them all at tier 3. White PRA. Derek White leads the guards with blocks. All right. What up, Ronald Jones? Hope you're doing all right. IT. Funny story. I I named my so when my son was born, I named him Christian Isaiah. Christian, buddy wrestler, favorite wrestler, and Isaiah was one of my favorite books in the Bible, and I was just so strung out, and because I had no sleep, and when they wrote it down, they spelt it like Isaiah Thomas. And my brain was like, oh yeah, that's Isaiah Thomas, Isaiah. They spelt it right. Well, obviously the book of Isaiah is spelt a little different, Isaiah, and that's what my heart wanted. But because Isaiah Thomas existed, I signed off on a misspelled name. So shout out to Isaiah Thomas for kind of influencing my son's middle name. Kind of. I should have thought about the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas, though. Trey Murphy's today's quickly. Man, oh man. Feels like Smart shoots a lot on the second half of back-to-backs. Thoughts not as aggressive. There's definitely plenty of shots to pick up in the absence of Jason Tatum. I mean, we're talking, 30 points. So if you're not going with Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown obviously should be the focal point of the defense here. So a lot of these other guys, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon, they should all have a fair opportunity to exceed their per-game average. I just don't want to get too excited because of the matchup, but they still got to score. They're implied for, over 100, What up, Squeak? Diesel? Hope you're doing all right. Take the fantasy. Yeah, I'm taking the fantasy on Marcus Smart here. All right, let's matriculate on to the next game. Portland Trail Blazers at the Detroit Pistons. Projects 25 for the Blazers. Damian Lillard, Cam Reddish, Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, Drew Eubanks taking on Killian Hayes, Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Livers, Marvin Bagley, and James Wiseman. 230 total, 5.5 point spread in favor of the Portland Trail Blazers. A lot on the injury reports here. So Yusuf Nurkic, Anthony Simons, Ryan Archie Diacono, Archie, Justice Winslow, all those guys out. And on the Pistons side, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duren, Bojan Bogdanovic, all listed as out. And then we have some notes on Killian Hayes, Rodney McGruder, and James Wiseman. So let's see if we can get to the bottom of them and see what's going on here. All Q, straight up. Killian Hayes, left hand contusion, questionable. Initially injured his hand during the first half of Saturday's loss to the Cavs. He attempted to re-enter the game during the second half, but he had to exit for good shortly thereafter. So that was from Saturday. We'll see if that holds up. Rodney McGruder, questionable, right ankle sprain. And then James Wiseman, this one's significant. Sore left knee. He's played all 6 games he's been eligible for since being acquired from the Warriors, starting the last 4 with Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart already sidelined. Pistons can ill afford to lose another rotation big. So that's what we're working with. All seem like true questionables. If Wiseman can't go, looks like Marvin Bagley would likely be leaned on a lot. And then you're just playing a little bit of small ball here. Pistons just 5.5 point dogs. I think the most interesting piece from this game is the potential ceiling on a guy like Damian Lillard. First of all, we look at the team DVP chart from the season. The Detroit Pistons have allowed the second most fantasy points per game to opposing point guards all year. And Damian Lillard has just been on a ridiculous stretch usage and shooting wise. And we bump him that much more without Anthony Simons. So yes, Jeremy Grant is back in the fold, but I don't think it's that much of a deterrent to the odds of Lillard being one of the top scorers on this slate. Let me see. Portland. Why does this say Tuesday when it's Monday? What's wrong here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Let's pick up Simons and Nurkic. I'm not gonna mess with like the Josh Harts of the world, but I guess I'll bring it to let's go January 1. Lillard, McConnell, Sharp, White, Marshall, Hero, Grant, Hernan, Gomez, Turner lineup. I think all those names make sense. And we do like some Damian Lillard today. You took Dame over 35.5. Be on the top shelf. 1.8 fantasy point per minute. I don't even know if that's right, but yikes, I believe it. 42% usage, 35% assist rate. I mean, just absolutely insane. If we look at the raw fantasy projections from the spreadsheet, Damian Lillard leads the slate in projection. Embiid, Jokic, Sabonis. There's some big boys up there that are not far behind. But yeah, it's reasonable to expect Damian Lillard to be one of the highest raw point scorers on the slate, and raw points matter if you're going to have the most of them. So I'm definitely in on Lillard, and I think this slate does offer tons of value, or I'll say a lot of potential value from this far out to get behind. Anyone else from the Blazers that you guys are digging? I'm getting a solid projection at 4,300. Cam Reddish, without Simons, should have an opportunity to continue to play big minutes. Saw 37 minutes last night against Orlando, 30 fantasy points, 33 minutes against Atlanta, 38 fantasy points. So, I mean, I think we got to at least concede that he's fundamentally underpriced, right? 4,300 for what he's been doing with an opportunity like this in a plus matchup like the Pistons. I think he's going to profile as one of the best values on the slate. Looking at ownership projections, he's up there, top 5 in projected ownership. I think he's a better play than like Grant Williams, just because I believe in his ceiling a little bit more. So I like getting to him quite a bit. Thibault's a little bit more wishy-washy with his point or his fantasy point production. But the minutes are there for him against a bad team. Maybe he picks up more stocks and more defensive peripherals. Jeremy Grant's kind of the interesting one here. At 7K, I kind of want him to get to 40 fantasy points. Did it last night, 39 minutes. Has been playing minutes, 37 plus minutes in 4 games straight. This is a, third game in 4 nights, and it's a back-to-back after 39 minutes. So a little bit of a trap fatigue spot. But I guess he's underpriced for another game without Nurkic and Simon. So makes the player pool. Probably going to tier 3 Grant, core value Reddish, high tier 2 Lillard. You guys agree with that? And then the Pistons is, luckily this is first set of games at lock. Hopefully we'll have the news to truly set the table and have some dust settled on what to do with the Pistons. Pistons, Magic, Spurs, they all are pretty similar when they have enough bodies to murky the waters in the minute rotation. So Bagley feels like a guy with a little bit of upside that I would want to get to. We saw that on Saturday, and because no matter what, even if Wiseman plays, they're still down some bigs. There's a good chance he still has 30 plus minutes, and if you can have a 2013 game against a team like the Cavs and their great front court, I like your chances against the Blazers here. So he's a guy I've always been a big fan of, just never really had an opportunity at big minutes, and I think this should be a good spot for him. And I think that's irregardless of the Wiseman situation. So I'm in on Bagley as probably my favorite Piston to play. And then if Hayes did get rolled out, what happened in that fourth quarter Saturday? Detroit. Reddish 22.5 fantasy points on PrizePicks. That seems really low, don't it? Ooh. Yeah, that's probably too low. Like you don't even need to be a full fantasy point per minute against the Pistons if he's gonna play 32 plus minutes, right? So let's tier 2 that for now, but that has potential for tier 1 FPS. That's a good call. All right, so we go to Saturday, kind of see what was happening when Killian Hayes couldn't play. And it looks like it was just like the Jaden Ivey show. Corey Joseph wasn't in and around. I just don't ever want to play Corey Joseph. RJ Hampton, he didn't really play the fourth quarter. I guess that game was kind of over. And they just had to use Marvin Bagley. Is that where Bagley did most of his damage? Hit 11? So, I guess theoretically, something like a Jaden Ivey assist prop might be intriguing if Hayes couldn't play. Because they usually price him at like 4.5, 5.5. $5. So, like, I guess if Killian Hayes was out, maybe I'd get behind that. And that probably would correlate well with, like, Marvin Bagley something, you know? Keep that between us. Yeah, nobody else. But I don't know. It's Jaden Ivey's just been a pain in the butt all year. What's Bagley's stuff at? Nothing? Really? We're holding that on Bagley just for Wiseman? Like, Bagley just is going to be strong no matter what, I think. Ivy under on rebounds? Maybe. Let me get caught up on chat. Shout out the Book of Isaiah. Let's go. Yo, shout out the Bible, yo. You're... Oh, I love it. Franchise tag Evan Ingram just now. I saw that they were talking about franchise tagging Daniel Jones. And then Saquon Barkley might not end up a Giant soon. Eubanks over on rebounds depends on if Wiseman plays. Yeah, let's go look at that. Detroit. I'm just gonna put Wiseman on the court and see what's that meant for like total rebound opportunities for the team. Wiseman's 20% of the team's total rebound opportunities when he's on the court. That's pretty good. So yeah, if he can't go, that would probably shift some rebound potential. So if you're on Eubanks over, it looks like it would be even better. 7 rebounds. That's interesting. What's the market at? Eubanks. So it looks like 7.5 was the line, and it's steamed massively on the under at minus 140 plus, and they have them at 7. So they've already adjusted, but I would say the market would disagree with you. And I don't really have an opinion on Drew Eubanks and Trendon Watford and Nas Little, you know what I'm saying? This front court. So, and I do wonder if we could see if there was no Wiseman, if we could see some Grant, at the 5. I'm just speculating. I don't know. That's been a thing that they do, but I guess we don't really have another small ball unit to compare it to. All right. Sixers at the Pacers. Next game on the docket. Projects 35 for the Sixers. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, and Joel Embiid taking on Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Buddy Hield, Aaron Naismith, Miles Turner. 232.5 total, 7-point spread. Favor the visiting Philadelphia 76ers. Toby got to tag. So does PJ. I think this is lingering stuff, but we'll see. And then also Hallie and Naismith have tags. So let's get caught up on them. Left calf contusion for Tobias Harris. PJ is dealing with back spasms. And then for the Pacers, we've seen Hallie be carrying a questionable tag for a bit. Right calf soreness as well. And Naismith is left hip soreness upgraded to questionable. That's good. Sat out Saturday, upgraded today. Trending in the right direction. Obviously we've dealt with the Halliburton in-out situation as of late. If he can't go, sometimes you'll see TJ McConnell draw the start, and if TJ drew a start at 4,100, he would just be added to the robust 4K-ish area of great value on DraftKings right now. Aaron Hopkins, thank you so much for the sub. Where are we at on subs today? I didn't even see where we started at. 8450. I don't know. I'm just gonna say we started at 8450 because we've had at least 2 subs. So maybe we can get a 10 sub stream going. If you're out there lurking, vibing out, hit that sub button. And while you're looking to make sure you're subbed, 233 people could probably do better than 33 likes, man. Show some love, man. Let's get to a 100 like stream. Man, we're already at 230 plus before the 3 o'clock hour. So this could be a good one. With Tatum out, can you play Smart, White, and Brogdon in the same lineup? I think you could. It feels a little bit ambitious to expect them all to be optimal. I certainly, if I played all 3 of them, I wouldn't want Brown in that lineup. I think you could. They all project for 30 to me. But I would probably say in the interest of like optimal scores, I think 2 of 3 is probably the better bet. Maybe the one that starts and one that's off the bench, and just kind of hope that the stagger creates more upside. But I don't think it's impossible. The Red Sox beat Detroit 7-1 final. Vic, does it look like I give a about the Red Sox spring training scores, bro? Come on, bro. The worst team in the AL East. I don't care. I'm just messing. No way all 3 Celtics guard go off. I think it's unlikely that they're all optimal. If that's like a cash game decision, if you get dueling 30s, whatever, I think you can get away with it. But I think the more likely way to go is 2 or 3 for optimal top ceiling production. And then if I were to play all 3, then I'm betting on Jaylen Brown unders. It's baseball. It's baseball. You know what I watched yesterday before I left to go out of town? Savannah Banana live stream on YouTube, bro. I just couldn't look away. It was so entertaining. If you guys have seen any of that. Chris Sale pitched. Oh, I forgot Steve's a Boston guy. No one's perfect. Is there a game that's worth stacking tonight? You mean like 2v2, 3v3? I definitely think you can get away with some 2v2s from the Blazers and the Pistons, especially if some news goes the right way. Like if Hayes and Wiseman were down, I think you could run Bagley and Ivy at like Lillard, Reddish. You could possibly get into a 3v3 here. I'd probably just want to go 2v2, but I think the Blazers and Pistons has some players priced at stackable potential. Nah, it's actually weird. I have a bunch of friends through gambling that are Boston fans. Back in my day, I wouldn't even spit on them if they were on fire. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I got love. It sucks, man. It sucks sometimes when Garrett Cole goes into Fenway and gets like lit up, or Rafi Devers smokes. I gotta eat it, bro. I gotta take it. If I can dish it, I can take it, right? 230 plus total, so a 7-point spread kind of leaves the door open for a couple of ranges of outcomes. But with the Pacers, they run such a fast pace and porous defense that we could perhaps bump some upside here for a couple of these guys. I think Maxey at 5,500. We've seen a ceiling on that price as of late, but what we talked about Saturday was that he did kind of run well. or no, that was Melton that was running well in terms of minutes, because one way or another somebody was out and he was benefiting. So we'll look at that and see how that played out for Saturday. But the minutes have been there for Maxey. The shot volume has been there for Maxey. Double-digit shot attempts, and getting close to 30 plus. So another guy that at 5,500 against one of the more porous defenses in the league, I think that's going to pop pretty well for me. And it is competitive price-wise versus projection to the Celtics guys. So I wonder where Maxey lands in ownership versus like a Smart, a White, a Brogdon. Just a quick search here. Marcus Smart, 13. Okay, so they're all... Maxey is actually top 4 in ownership. So that's inverse of what I expected. I thought like maybe Celtics would have a little bit more steam, but no, that's not the case here. So if that holds up, Maxey's on pace to be one of the highest owned players on DraftKings. And I don't have immediate pushback, but at that price range, we do have plenty of pivots. I thought it was going to be the other way around, but I guess the matchup dictates the play here. James Harden and Halliburton, 2 of the best assist guys in the league. So whenever I can get them at single-digit assists, I'm interested. Harden is at 10 assists on the nose. Do we have any interest in that today, guys? Four of the last 6 matchups or 5 matchups for the Sixers have been slower paced teams. 2 games against the Pacers, 9.5. So what was there, 11 and a 9 in there? I guess that would be appropriately priced. What about Halliburton on the other side? Or I guess I meant to check that on PrizePicks. We don't have nothing because he's questionable. Got it. Raise up. This guy. When I'm depressed, I watch Pedro Martinez spinning Don Zimmer in the ground like a top. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. No. That's just wrong. That's elder abuse. Is Muscala a consideration? I think so. I think Muscala might get slept on because his point per minute production is great. It just comes down to minutes. And all year long, we've seen teams treat him kind of tentatively with minutes, especially on a back-to-back. But we have seen Muscala play big minutes for the Celtics in a spot game here and there. Now, there was way more guys out. But you look at that Milwaukee game, he played 44 minutes. That was a game that went to overtime, and it was like Derek White and the Sunshine Gang. So it's like not impossible physically for him to play minutes. But you see, like there's potential for him at 3,300 to give you 25 plus. The only thing with him is you got to give up a center spot. So Jokic and Embiid, Sabonis, like these are 3 center-only guys that are probably implied for 50 plus fantasy points apiece. So if you got a 20 from Muscala, you still need to win the position at some point, unless you're building all the way backwards and you're going like a Lillard, a Harden, you know what I'm saying, like super top heavy. But that seems a little less optimal than usual. But maybe if you want to go half and half, 1 center, 1 Lillard, and Muscala. But I don't think like in a vacuum points per dollar, like I think he is fine. I'm getting almost 10x projection on him. But I think there's a lot of moving variables when it comes to his success tonight. Certainly you want him to start. If he doesn't start, the fact that he has been so bubble wrapped on back-to-back scares me. So I would absolutely need to see him in the starting lineup to want to roster him. Alternative under points in Celtic game, maybe bet under 200 for huge odds. What kind of odds? You're going to give up 18 implied points or 19 implied points. You should get like parlay odds on that, right? Like plus, I don't know, 1,600. That Embiid play. All right, so yeah, back to this game. Embiid's projecting for me about 59 FanDuel points, 55 on DraftKings. This has been a pretty great matchup all year long. A lot of it's the fact that it's such a fast-paced team creating extra possessions for these bigs, but it's just an undersized front court for the most part. Indiana's given up the 5th most fantasy points per game, so good spot for usage hog Joel Embiid to really do whatever he wants. Should give you a really stable floor. I think you got to have the Pacers stay competitive. Maybe the fact that it's a road game for the Sixers keeps it a little bit more positive here. Other game against the Pacers, 28 minutes, dropped 42 fantasy points, so over a fantasy point per minute. You wanted another 5 to 8 minutes on his game log here, but certainly was not on pace to get to 50 plus at a 35-minute projection. So could be a slate breaker. So here's one that we've talked about before. It's gonna do with Miles Turner. So let's get points in the paint allowed. The 76ers, 48.1 points in the paint per game allowed, which is top 10. And Miles Turner is one of those centers that could chuck threes, and we've seen him. I think it was Miami. I want to say, maybe it wasn't. It was Boston. So in a really tight matchup against a team like Boston, where they restrict points in the paint, he began firing from downtown. So maybe if we were able to get like a Miles Turner 1.5 point 3-point prop or something like that, that might be a click that we can create a path to success for. But only took 1 in 38 minutes, so it's just kind of like a deep thought. I don't think we'll get it anyway. If Haliburton plays, he's just kind of in no man's land at that price point on both FanDuel and DraftKings, right? Within striking distance of, I don't want to say striking distance, but close enough to grab a couple more bucks to go get maybe like a Harden. But I think Lillard is the clear priority today at the point guard position. So, like, how often is Haliburton the highest scorer or the best points per dollar here? I guess it's above 0, but that's my boy. But we'll see. And then Maxey. What can we get on a Maxey prop? 30.5 fantasy points for Maxey. I got him at 31, so it's on the nose. That's pretty efficient. I don't know. I might have to circle back on Haliburton. Because if we're going to put some stock into some of these Sixers, Haliburton is the engine to keep the Pacers competitive. What's the ownership on him? Ooh, he is really low owned. All right, I might change my tune on Hallie. Let's just say if we put him at 8%, we could be double the field. Has 50 fantasy point upside. All right, I'm with it. You think it's 5-1 for the under alt line under at 200? It's plus 660. That's it. I guess so. 6-1. What's up, Ethan? Capella points and rebounds. All right, Shem. We'll look at that in a second. Let's move on to the Heat game. Hawks and the Heat. Project starting 5 for the Hawks. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella taking on Gabe Vincent, Tyler Hero, Jimmy G Buckets, Caleb Martin, and Bam Adebayo. 229.5 total, 3-point spread in favor of Miami. This game might be better than an average Heat game should be, right? Clean sheet injury report for the Hawks. No Jovic, no Kevin Love, and no Kyle Lowry. So, Bam Adebayo experienced maybe a downtick during a couple games with Kevin Love. I wonder if the market adjusted and then readjusted. So, let's see. Let's look at something. Let's go pull up Miami. You like Capella points against Miami? What is it? 8.5? 9.5 probably? 10? I don't like picking on Bam like that, man. That's one of the best interior defenders in basketball. But I don't know. We'll look at it. We'll look at it. I certainly, like I said, don't. If you guys got that feeling in your bad knee or you got some gut calls, I don't ever want to be the reason you don't go with your gut. What are we doing? Oh, Miami. So I wanted to see the impact of Kevin Love. So let's put Bam on the court without Love. His PRA went down? That's interesting. Loading. Yo, 52 likes. Y'all not trying to get to 100, bro. 100 is just, man. Y'all not scoring 100 points, bro. Chat, the like button is y'all scoring points, you know? You scoring 50 points, you be out here playing for the WNBA, bro. Get dunked on by Brittany Griner. 16.5% total rebound opportunity for Adebayo this season without Kevin Love since December 1. 15% assist rate, 27% usage rate. All right, so the big number I want to keep an eye on is the rebound opportunity, 16.5%. So we put Love back on the court. And Adebayo loses about 3% total rebound opportunity. Usage a little. Something ain't right. Yeah, about 3%. So a little bit of a rebound boost here for Adebayo. I give him a 9 rebounds, 32.5 PRA. So you said it moved to 31 this morning in other books? High school numbers. You know what I'm saying? We're out here playing, what do they call little dribblers? Playing little dribbler basketball. Adebayo. 32.5. So in some spots we're looking at 33. Minus 140 on the over on DraftKings at 32.5. So might have a little bit of odds value opportunity here, as most of the odds are well above 130, 140. And I believe a PrizePicks, is it four pick or 5 pick? The implied odds is 118. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's something like that, right, chap? So if you're just odds shopping, no pun intended, the 32.5 line on Adebayo here has some wiggle room, or has some value. And then 39.5 fantasy points. What do I got him at? 48? God dang. It's got 10-point gap, bro. Is that too aggressive? He's averaging 52 against the Hawks. And he can pick up some of those defensive peripherals too, right? 1.2 steals per game, 1 block per game. So 2 implied stocks. That's a +6. Oh my God, Adebayo, Mr. Win Sprints. We're gonna add. I think we're gonna go with his fantasy. 39.5. Implied odds on a 5 pick is minus 119 and 118 on a 6. Okay. Struce 1.5 threes is massive juice. Some PrizePicks will get pulled. Okay, Kevin. Yeah, so for Miami, Max Struce, I believe, leads them in 3-point attempts per game. Or no, he's second to Tyler Hero at 7.5, 3.5, or 3-point attempts per game. And you're saying the market has massive juice on the over? Kenny Clark, the Isle. Thank you for the sub, man. Hope you're doing all right. The Struce. God dang. Minus 150 on the over. At 1.5 threes. And yeah. So, I mean, that's just like a red alert. If you guys just... This is, without a doubt, either going to get removed or moved to 2.5. It's most likely just going to get removed. So if you guys want to bet that, it's just taking advantage of odds discrepancy, like that's huge. That's a great call, Kevin. Max Strus over 1.5 threes. Griner would have to run the fade if she tried to dunk on me. Man, I don't know, man. Brittany Griner might be able to lay hands, bro. I got a story, but I can't tell it on. I can't tell that story on stream. I'm sorry. It's reserved for like a Discord chat. Daryl, is it Darrell or Daryl, man? Welcome. Thank you for the sub. Hope you're doing great. Put Struce threes in a 2-man power and 6-man. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's just, no matter what, that's just like a real low number for a guy that's second in 3-point attempts against a team like the Hawks. Let me see what our sub count looking at. All right, so we're almost at a 10 sub stream. We'll get there. It's barely past the top of the hour. Awesome. So I guess we'll look at, man, you guys. So somebody was on Capella points. And now that we have a couple games of sample size, you know, there's a lot of hoopla around Capella's minutes for Snyder at the helm. And I'm on record saying Capella is just, no matter who the coach is, he sucks at free throws. So he's live to just get benched because he can't make free throws. And we've seen it in the past couple years, you know, Okongwu close out over him in certain situations, and it looks like that was kind of what was happening in that last game, where Capella just played a quick 2-minute stint, and they were opting to close with Okongwu. What about the game before? Capella a little bit, so 25 minutes. So on top of that, Capella is going to score all of his points dunking, right? Points in the paint. Unless he hits some free throws. The Miami Heat allow the fewest points in the paint in basketball. Bam Adebayo is him defensively, right? So you're already struggling with getting minutes, and it's the toughest matchup possible. It's real hard for me to feel warm and fuzzy on a point prop for Capella. But like I said, don't make me the reason that you don't go with something that you like. But I'm just telling the story via numbers here, right? So it looks like it was at 10.5 and it got juiced down to 10, and 10 is the number that PrizePicks has. So no real reason for me to be like specifically on or off. Maybe something to do with Capella, and we've done this before. And I don't want to do overs, but we used to do first half overs for Capella, second half unders because of the fourth quarter situation. In this case, I don't want to take his first half overs because of the matchup, but maybe second half unders are still alive. He ended up with 16 points that game too, 8 for 10. Did he run too well? I don't know. I'm not warm fuzzy on that, but like I think the line is already efficient at 10 that I'm probably avoiding it, but I didn't want to get too excited on the over. So somebody was in chat really liking the over. Studs get no free passes. That's crazy. Oh man, I can't tell this story. I can't. I just can't. Stop it, gun. All right. Trae Young, DeJounte. So how'd that play out with 10, 11 assists? DeJounte was on a little bit of a heater before the weekend. Saturday he came through with 23. Still, he took 14 shot attempts though, so he ran really bad, shooting 21%. So maybe a little bit of positive regression coming there, but still kind of a tough matchup. And also, got to assume if he hits a couple more of those shots, Trae Young's assists are even higher. So I guess the only other prop I would be interested in is Trae Young over at 9.5 assists. Let's see, what's the market at? Almost had to beat up a stud. Dude, I couldn't do it, bro. I guess it like if you did that, you would have to just claim that you didn't know it was a girl, which is possible. So a little bit of steam on the over at 9.5 in some spots, and I guess some spots are it's just coin flippy. I'd be a little interested in Trae Young's over 9.5 assists. That's pretty much it. For DFS, same thing. Just kind of feels in the Halliburton area. What's Trae Young's ownership at? 12, about three times the Halliburton ownership. All right, I can get there. Grant over on points, 22.5. Is that Jeremy Grant? Clearly not Grant Williams, right? Show me your ID. Remember that Family Guy segment where he like punched a pregnant girl? It's like, you punched her? I mean, I punched him. She's pregnant. You mean he's pregnant? I took Trae assist to scoring a streak because him and Murray don't mess well together. So Jeremy Grant over 22.5. I feel like that line is just right. Without Simons, it's a good matchup. Little revenge narrative, sure. Shot volume. Hey, why is this so inefficient, bro? I hate when big men. This like reminds me of Blake Griffin. Like, bro, you just get to the rack, bro. Start dunking on these fools. Going 1 for 6, 5 for 8. Doing the most, but I get it. It's a new NBA. So 22.5. Yeah, I could see it. What's the market at? Him and Dame. Was it Kev said he was on Dame's 35.5? Those are just numbers that are crazy. Jeremy Grant. Show it. There we go. Let's see. BetMGM has a little steam on the under. So does DraftKings. So does Caesar. I don't think it's enough to move. Looks like it's a market lean on the under, but it's not massive. But I get it. Pistons suck. And would assume that he could be second in shot attempts, maybe third. If Grant does good, that takes away from Dame. Yeah, but I think in a prop, you're not really building your prop. I guess you are correlating prop cards. So like if you do have some Dame exposure to his over 35.5, and you're running multiple cards to attack ranges of outcomes, I guess you would in a non-Dame card maybe lean a Reddish or a Grant over. I guess it's not impossible for all three of them to hit their overs in this matchup, but I see what you're saying. We're up to 67 points, bro. Getting that Super Bowl halftime speech from Al Pacino. I don't think I can do an Al Pacino. I don't remember. I have to watch. Can't do it. Man, we got 2 games left. All right, let's do a little bit of house cleaning. All right, so first of all, we still got 2 of these. None of them moved on Saturday, so we still got 2 of these MLB memberships. Not MLB, the MLB coupons. It was max at 5. 3 got used. So if you guys want to lock into all things VIP, which is the NBA spreadsheet, MLB spreadsheet, NFL spreadsheet, everything we do, the premium Discord, the pre-lock voice chats, until January 1, 2024. This is the best deal that Run DFS has ever put out. You go to rundfs.com, click VIP memberships, and click the year pass. Its sticker tag is $4.99 with a $150 credit to Fantasy Cruncher. Click have a coupon. MLB is the code. It's gonna shave $100 off, so $3.99 for the rest of the year with a $150 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher. With the entire baseball season, the rest of this NBA season, the first half or the first part of the next NBA season, the large chunk of the full NFL season, we got NASCAR, and then like I said, baseball, we do it a little bit differently. So I think that's the craziest deal we got. There's only 2 uses on that coupon left. So if you guys want to get into that. Don't wait. And then also, if you guys are into season-long sports or just want to have fun with us in a league, a couple people asked for a baseball league, so we went ahead and launched one. So we're going to do a $100 ESPN, where is it at? ESPN league. Draft on Monday, March 27th, 2023. So in a couple weeks. So if you guys want to get on this, I think we've got 5 spots left, I think. So it's first come, first serve. No holds, no take backs, no backsies, you can't triple stamp a double stamp. Hit me up on that Discord or Twitter. We'll get you in there. And then the other plugs would be sign up for every site using code GUNDACKER. Boom. All right, let's refresh Underdog, see if there's any news. What's up, Humboldt? Wearing the beanie in honor of me? You got the Yankee beanie on? Let's go. What up, Ariel? Hope you're doing all right. Any news since we've been blabbering? Nothing. Just Brunson for Tuesday. All right, cool. We got some noties. All right, nothing crazy. Yo, is the sports guy? Are you in chat? What did you mean by this? I posted it last night, chat. I had to send a message, right? You guys know my other. We had to drop Sam, bro. His second message, bro. I gotta let him know. Here I am, looking down on him menacingly. Don't come around here. I'm on what you want. He's the one getting hit. Sports guy said you didn't sell that well. Like, what does that mean? Like, I know what it means, but what does it mean? I'm standing there, bro. Unless he thinks I'm Sam. I don't know. What's the bonus prop would you pair with CJ McCollum points, assists, and Ingram points? Always got to have Sacramento slip. What's the bonus prop would you pair with McCollum points and assists? Probably, what's the bonus? Probably PRA. He does a little bit of everything. If I'm just trying to correlate in a single game standpoint or whatever. DeJounte's better than Trae Young. I don't disagree. Like that didn't instill any hot take hate for me when I read that. I like DeJounte, man, a lot. His team's rising on BAM PRA. So I'd probably do his fantasy points just to get a little bit of a safety blanket with the stock potential. All right, Raptors and the Nuggets. Next game on the docket. Project starting 5 for the Raptors. Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, Jakob Poeltl. Am I not Poeltl enough for the Poeltl Club? Taking on Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. 229 is our total 6-point spread. Favor of the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter added to the injury report, right? He was questionable. Thomas Bryant's questionable. Cam Carr's questionable. So let's see if we can get the 411 on that. Trey Jones is better than Trae Young. All right, now we might be hot take. That one does a little bit more to the feels. So what's going on with MPJ? Non-COVID illness. Midday Q with an illness. All right. Thomas Bryant's probable. So if MPJ can't go, it might boost some scoring for Gordon. Maybe Jamal. Calm down, Jamal. He high. Let's just put them all on the court and see what happens. You know what happens? How many points y'all at? 79? All right. Buckets. About to be the fourth quarter. Try and hit that 100 points. First to 100 wins, bro. That's the rules. Porter has a 22% usage rate with this starting lineup. Aaron Gordon 16%. All right, so let's take Porter off the court. Let's just keep an eye on Gordon, 16%. So Gordon goes to 20%. So a significant boost there. 30% on Jokic, 22% on Murray. So pretty palpable boost for Aaron Gordon, I guess. So I guess if MPJ gets rolled out and you want to make some late swap moves or something like that, it would raise the stock in Aaron Gordon. So I'm cool with that. MPJ also represents the most three-point attempts per game for the Denver Nuggets, so maybe Murray takes a couple more threes to compensate. Jokic it's kind of rare that Jokic isn't automatically the top raw point projector, but he's actually third today. And in this split, he's 1.8. Is that real? Sometimes they're broken. If that's real, that's nuts. I don't know if that's real. But because of that, what is Jokic's ownership? Because we're going to have value today to make some stuff happen. It looks like Embiid is trendier than Jokic. Jokic is at 15%. I mean, that's reason enough for me to want to get into some Jokic. And Jokic, and this is a couple seasons now, his home road splits are kind of real. This season, averaging 11 more fantasy points, 10 more fantasy points per game at home than on the road. So there's real merit into investing in some Jokic tonight and being above the field. So I don't mind that. And then Jamal Murray at 8K. Man, is that a sneaky spot? Especially if MPJ was to be down. It's going to be a lot of eyes looking to get some top shelf point guards today. Murray's just kind of there at 8K. 40 plus, very realistic range of outcomes. Has done that in 3 straight. Couple of really good matchups though. Clippers defense has been bad. Houston's bad. Memphis is stronger, so for him to still muscle out 20 plus and almost nine assists there. So 19 shot attempts. Maybe Jamal Murray is a really fun tournament play tonight. Maybe this game is kind of in the shadows of the slate, right? 9 o'clock Island game. On the Raptors side, everyone's healthy. 6,400 on Pirtle versus 8,200 on FanDuel creates a pretty nice opportunity. I mentioned there's a couple of extreme value centers, and there's a lot of high ceiling centers, the Jokic, the Embiids, the Sabonis. So a guy like Pirtle can slip through the cracks, and it's not impossible for him to contribute a 30, 40. 30 may just be whatever on this slate. I do think there's a chance you're going to have to win the position, because if realistically Jokic and Embiid, Sabonis, if they all score 50 and they start lapping some of these guys, or scoring over 20 points more than these 30 bombs, the 30 point guys may not really be that irrelevant or optimal at the end of the night. So it's a fun thought to look at his price discount versus FanDuel. Maybe half and half it, go one center or one big center, one Pirtle, and like a Lillard or something like that. But it's so hard to get to the mid value center today and forego the big dogs, you know? That's intriguing. Denver killing it at home when I play entirely. Yeah, Denver's home court advantage is real. Feels unfair, but it is what it is. It's every sport. But especially basketball. I think basketball is like the biggest advantage for all the major sports that play in Denver. Is this slate worse than being at the dentist? Nah. I mean, you had to have a really bad slate to compete with being at the dentist. Kendrick Perkins keeps talking. Jokic will score 70. What is Jokic's fantasy prop tonight? Doesn't have one. Is MPJ really holding up the line here for all of Denver? That's crazy. We got plenty of Toronto props though. So I saw OG's name in chat a bunch. You guys are on Anunoby. Somebody mentioned his free throws. I got my 32 fantasy points. So I have a free throw prop on Anunoby, or a free throw projection on Anunoby. I'm at 1.5 on the dot. And he's at 1.5 free throws. I mean, it's on the nose. Is there a reason why we're specifically on Anunoby on a fully healthy Raptors team? Like, I'm not being sarcastic, because like, is something trending his way? Has he been just kind of breaking out of his shell? Because I've seen a few of y'all mention him, and I don't know, man. Double-digit shot attempts, deep minutes. I just don't know. I think Anunoby's just, if I wanted to get some on Anunoby and correlate it with him having a good game, it's usually the defensive stocks, right? So maybe 1.5 blocks and steals. Is that an option? It's not. 26.5 fantasy points would compensate for that. I'm at 32, so 5 to 6 fantasy point discrepancy. Sure. Jokic was at 22.5 points earlier. Oh, okay, so man, it's crazy that Michael Porter's got the whole board off. So we probably won't have that board at all until after the game slot, if that's their policy here. Is Jokic your highest raw point scorer tonight out of the studs? No, I actually had Lillard. And then Embiid was a smidge above Jokic, but Embiid's game has a little bit more blowout potential. But I guess that's not, I don't know. in this split, Jokic is in a more competitive game at home where he does better and could be without MPJ. So I think if I had to make it without looking at the model, yes, I would pick him to be the highest scorer, but the algorithm doesn't have him number one at the moment. But that could change. Go and give me 3 chalk pieces. I'll go differential with the other 5 slots. 3 chalk pieces for like DraftKings lineup construction. Chalk pieces that I like. I think Marvin Bagley versus Cam Reddish. Put those 2 in a lineup. And I guess Tyrese Maxey. So chalk value pieces right there. I'd go with those 3. Denver's free throw defense. Let's go. Man, I'd say like 4 years ago, I tell this story every now and then. I was doing a stream on this channel. Man, it was a long time ago. Johnny, thank you for the follow. And I was mentioning, the altitude effect for Denver, and somebody in chat goes, "You're an idiot. Altitude doesn't matter. They play indoors." And obviously when the red light's on, I'm a nice guy no matter what, but I was like, how are you alive? You know what I mean? Like, you don't forget how to breathe? What do you mean? They play indoors, so altitude doesn't matter. What? Turner's now questionable? Uh-oh. Miles Turner back now listed questionable. So midday cues, you know what that means. Lean, and that's probably like with Halliburton. So let's add Miles Turner, by the way. Miles Turner, midday cue. Midday cue. If the Pacers were without Halliburton and Turner, this spread might move to like 12.5. So that's another humanistic check for me for Jokic and putting him into a more competitive game. And I really don't know what the Pacers would do in the front court. Isaiah Jackson, Jalen Smith. And those guys would just be more value. Jordan Nwora, maybe. So this is going to be a real studs and scrubs 6-gamer, huh? When you're indoors, gravity goes away. Duh. How would you approach a single entry lineup today, Gun, besides Dame and Chalk? I mean, for single entry, historically, I would build it very much like a cash game lineup and then start like maybe a 2v2 or a 3v3 versus some of the higher owned pieces versus pivots. And I just think that's a rule of thumb for every slate. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would just come down to ownership pivots at right before lock, you know. Does Harden play a lot of minutes in a blowout? I don't think so. I don't know. We can ask Doc. Wait, we don't have 100 likes though. We're getting close. James. They're down 2 of their starters. You want to stay out there and pad stats, we're DFS players tonight, or you just want to take the night off and go to Cleveland's finest strip clubs. I'm okay. I'm on what you on. Maxey out there, DeAnthony Melton, they can pick up those minutes, but in the meantime, we got to know, are you going to stay out there and blow out minutes? Yeah, I don't think he'll be out there and blow out minutes. I've been a Nuggets fan for a very long time. It's nice to finally be relevant across the league. Yeah, they need the home court advantage, bro. They need that 1 seed, I think. There was mention about Jackson being a thing today. Didn't know why, but here we are. Yeah, he has a path. Jalen Smith is also like a fun click, points per minute. So, like Maxey, decent amount. Melton's a good value. Yeah, if we start teeter-tottering the spread a little bit more, Anthony Melton at 4,500. If he falls into 30 minutes, he's huge in a game like this. So there's a lot of value tonight. So I guess what I'll say to that is one of the top value ownership projections right now is on Grant Williams. Now I suspect that will change once the sharper, I don't know if Adam is on the deeper dive. Once the field starts listening to Sharp Cats, I don't know what his opinion is, but Grant Williams should not be the number 2 owned guy on this slate with his 0.6 fantasy point per minute production against the Cavs, when you got the Bagleys, the Reddish, the Maxies, potentially, some of these other pieces that have been possibly opening up. So I would probably start making bets on who's the bad chalk. And looking at this list of the top 5, my bet would be on Grant Williams to be the bad chalk. So if that holds up, that's how I would get different in single entry Vic. But I don't know that it'll hold up. We'll see. Does PrizePicks set the max payout limits for everyone? Max I can win is 1K now. They do, just like any other book, they do restrict, but I think they have max winnings on a player. So I don't know if you've considered that in your restriction here. But yeah, I guess 1K, yeah, it's pretty tight. You must be racking them up. I can't say the site, but I got restricted to $20 on $20 entries on a site last week, which is still I could still make that work, I was thinking about going Halliburton, Sabonis to start my build. So I like the thought of Halliburton about 40 minutes ago, because he had very low ownership attached to his name, like 3-4%. The midday Q on Turner hurts me a little bit because Hallie's such a assist-based guy. I guess he could just take over scoring, but I don't know what their punt levels would be here if they lost Turner. Like how much of a priority is it to make Hallie play? What's the Pacers schedule looking like? I hate trying to think for these teams that don't matter. So they don't play again until Thursday. They play the Rockets on Thursday. And then they play the Pistons in back-to-back games. Good Lord. That'll be fun. Man, we're close to 100 points, bro. Who's gonna splash the 3? Stat patters. Carry on. Someone somewhere told him he was funny. Told me I was funny. No one's ever told me that. But I tell myself that, though. What's up, Francisco? Hope you're doing all right. If I do 6 of 6, I can max 40 bet. But if I could do 100 for 24, yeah, you might have got limited. You're printing too much money, bro. It's still reasonable, right? Like, it's not like there are some sports books that will limit like really sharp guys once they identify them to like a couple bucks on some stuff. So you can still do some damage with that. You just have to budget it. Front court after Turner is too confusing for me. Who I think played Jackson and Jalen Smith are the two that would be the most compelling, and hopefully would get minutes. But yeah. All right, let's get to the main event here. Kings hosting the Pelicans. Project starting 5 for the Pelicans. CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Jonas Valanciunas up against De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis. 237 is our total 6-point spread in favor of the home team Sacramento Kings. So big total here. Lots of news to sift through. So Zion, J. Rich, Larry Nance still out. Jose Alvarado still out. Jonas Valanciunas is something that creates the most opportunity, I guess, here for like Guillermo Hernan-Gomez. But at this stage, that might be a mute point here, right? Questionable with left calf contusion. A lot of calf contusions lately. He went through full practice on Sunday. Coach Willie Green said he looked fine. We'll continue to evaluate him tomorrow to shoot around, see where he is. So full practice. I probably place him closer to in than out. So maybe that would stifle some of our aspirations to play the Guillermo Hernan-Gomez's and the Jackson Hayes. McCollum and Ingram, though. So Sacramento bringing the pace and bringing the offense. So teams got to keep up. And McCollum and Ingram are the two guys that are, going to lead them in usage. Ingram becomes really intriguing with that thought process. So let's put Ingram on the court. McCollum take off with Zion. My throat hurts, y'all. Give me a second. The Doc Rivers, oh fudge, the Doc Rivers thing. It hurts. It hurts to do these bits. It's all right. 35% usage. That's huge. With McCollum with 24% assist rate. Same with Ingram. So Ingram looks like he's statistically the guy that picks everything up. McCollum's fine. He's close to a point per minute. In this spot, maybe we juice that up a little bit. I think they're both very clickable. Ingram looks like he's the guy. How do we get this off? There we go. Wait, why is he still there? There we go. Ingram. 41.5 fantasy points for Ingram. I'm at 43.8. I thought I'd be well above that, but I'm not, huh? But for a DFS standpoint, Ingram is probably going to be tier 2 at 8,600. McCollum probably going to tier 3. Trey Murphy's projecting decently well at 4,400. Where was he at in that group of... He was in the top 10 of value ownership. That's probably going to hold up. Herbert Jones up there as well. Borderline stackable prices because of the matchup. And if J-Val ended up sitting this one, it would just make it that much more plausible. So, like it for DFS. I don't know that we have an instant lean on prop sides. I guess PRA or fantasy. Where are we at on PRA? 37.5 for Ingram. What's the market? What's up, Could Be Travis? Man, I appreciate that. It's very humbling when people tell me that they include me in their travels or they're in the gym. One of my homies years back, he ended up becoming a YouTuber for DFS content. He told me he used to work in a kitchen at a restaurant, and I used to do the night before previews. And when he was doing dishes, he was listening to me. I was like, man, that's crazy, bro. So when I say when you guys make me part of your day, like I'm humble. That's great. What am I looking for? Ingram. So 38.5, little steam on the under. So adjustments would be 37.5, and that's probably what the board is here. Yeah, I'd probably lean fantasy. Ingram fantasy if I had to get to something there. And then maybe when J-Val news becomes definitive, it would solidify some of these projections. De'Aaron Fox, very notable Q tag here, right? Let's see what that's about. Left hamstring soreness, questionable to play against New Orleans on Monday. He hasn't missed many games this season, but he did miss time last week due to a wrist issue. Davion Mitchell should get the starting nod again if Fox can't play, but he isn't a top-tier streaming option. So that's probably news we don't get by lock, and that's part of the, I guess, the nuance of this slate. A lot of the games lock within 30 minutes, and then there's the 9 p.m. Island game, and then there's this last game. So if you do lose De'Aaron Fox, kind of like Grant Williams, Davion Mitchell's often overvalued by the field, but he is really cheap. Wide range of outcomes, but unremarkable. The move, though, would be Sabonis getting a big increase. Maybe a scoring bump here. I don't know. Let's go look at the numbers. Let's put Sabonis and Fox on the court together. CJ's threes, you like that? I can get behind that. A truth to you. Thank you for the sub. Hope you're doing good. So together, 29% usage on Fox. Sabonis at 22. That feels really low. 25% assist rate, dueling assist rates, and 1.3 point per minute for fantasy via Sabonis. So let's take Fox off with Sabonis on. Just paired band PRA with 2 college basketball props. I wish I knew college like that. So Sabonis, his usage really doesn't spike, but it stabilizes production. I guess his assist rate goes up. Here I go. What's his assist prop? Do we even have? Oh, we do. 7.5. God dang. All right, it's probably for Sabonis here. I'd probably just go fantasy or PRA. 12.5 rebounds. That's incredible. Probably fantasy. Although J-Val, if he does play, J-Val can get a little hack happy, huh? I don't want to bank on it, but I guess Sabonis getting hack happy too. I'd probably lean fantasy if I had to go one. Right now I got Sabonis at 53. They've got him at 46, so that's a pretty reasonable discrepancy to place a lean on. And then if we lose Fox, we want to jump into some of these late swap opportunities. But I guess we'd be pretty committed to the rest of the slate here. So you might just have to, if you're managing a portfolio of lineups, you might just have to reserve a little bit of maybe just straight up make some De'Aaron Fox lineups because it's going to be low owned, and then work your way out of it if and when that news drops. But if Fox was down, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, like you guys mentioned, look pretty well. Pick up some slack scoring. Makes sense. $7,200 left on DK utility. Grant or Allen? Is there a better choice? I'd probably go Grant. Out of those two, has a little bit more responsibility. Allen could get lost in a full starting lineup. That could be a slow-paced game. So Grant would be my selection there. And I don't know the context of your lineup, Vic, but out of those two, I'd go Grant. Just with ceiling in mind. Don't know anything about college. Yeah, I mean, you could just let odds value do the work for you. That's what a lot of sharps do. Done that with some of the esports props on Underdog. Juice World. I don't think I can play Juice World, bro. Or get demonetized real fast. Bro, this is like the most vibey stream we've done. We went 2 hours, slow pace, thorough, flipping over the couch cushions, looking for change here. I can't really get behind Kings props from this far out outside of Sabonis. Like if Fox is out, that's 25, 30 points. And then I'd be looking for Monk and Herter or something like that, but we can't make that commitment this far out, Just bet a triple-double for Harden, Sabonis, and Jokic as a parlay. Dude, what are the odds on that? Let me try to guess. 10-1 at least? 15-1? Feels like it should be something like that. Did we get to 100 points? We didn't? You guys didn't drop 100 points? Come on, y'all. We finna go down to the wire. 100 points from the squad. Take advantage of that MLB coupon. There's only 2 of them left. Go to rundfs.com, click VIP membership. If you have any questions about that, DM me on Twitter or on Discord. And then if you want to be in the baseball league, hit me up as well. I'm going to be in the Discord voice chat for a little bit after this stream. A couple hours until lock. Hanging out. Or just grab a week pass. Grab something, man. Show some love. If you haven't signed up for PrizePicks, No House Advantage, Underdog, Thrive. Use code GUNDACKER when you do it. Double your first deposit up to $100. And then show us some love. A lot of love. All right, so you got Dame, Maxey, Reddish, Bagley, Smith, McCollum, Murphy, and Grant. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any immediate pushback by any of those. Who's Smith? Bagley, Smith. Oh, Jalen Smith. Hoping that Miles Turner's out. Okay. Almost got it all for that promo gun. Well, I hope the promo doesn't get used, bro. Oh, man. All right, you guys got anything else for me? I'll get you guys out of here. Tomorrow's slate is what? And what time should we expect to be on the air? Tomorrow's a decent slate. 2, 4, 6, 8 game slate. We'll see if we can run it back at 3 p.m. or 3:30. One of those two, depending on how the day goes. Wizards, Pistons, Bucks, man. All right. I don't want to get too far ahead until tomorrow, but hopefully the Grizzlies get priced appropriately with John Morant news, being out days in advance, right? So Tyus Jones better not be like 3K, bro. Either 3 or 3:30 p.m. Eastern would be the goal here. All right, we hit 100. Shout out, man. I appreciate you guys making part of my day, be part of your day. I got to get you guys out of here. Go check out the deeper dive. I'm heading into the Discord. You guys should be in it, man. Jump in that. Take advantage of those specials, man. I appreciate you guys. Hey, tell somebody out there that you love them. I mean it. It's a crazy world. I love you guys. Good luck. God bless. Doing some money.